What's up? I'm Rob Archuleta. Welcome to the Anything and Everything Show. We're here at the Rawlings Library for a very special event. Take It Back is what it's called. It's a program actually started by the Teen Council, Kathy Ames Farmer from Accolades Magazine. And basically what it is kids taking the community back and speaking out against underage drinking and drugging. So we hope you enjoy this show and check everything out.
Talk about 13% of the DUIs are all underage people. You know, when you're arresting between 700 to 1,500 DUIs a year, do the math on that. 100 to 200 of the arrests are under 21. They shouldn't have been drinking. So, you know, you are the folks out there that, you know, help us. But as parents, I raised 3 teenage daughters. Believe me, that is the hardest thing in the world anyone can ever do is raise kids.
I'm here at the Rawlings Library with Tiffany Sterner, who is president of Teen Council. How are you doing, Tiffany?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Good. I'm always doing great. So tell us a little bit. You're president of Teen Council. How did you become president of Teen Council?
It's a pretty big process. First, what they do is you have to send them an email about why you're interested in it, an essay about yourself, why you think you should be president. And then if they like that, then you go through an interview, and the interview consists of all the sponsors and some of our city council members who support us and just a few other random selected people. And after the interview, we have a book club vote, and those all points get added up together. So it's not just a popularity contest. You have to do well in the interview and the vote.
Okay, but you're popular anyway, right?
Sure.
All right, so how'd you get involved with Take It Back? First, tell us, what is Take It Back?
Take It Back is a community briefing to try to bring awareness and to try to promote healthier and more responsible decisions, because we know that it's somewhat unrealistic to say, you know, we're going to completely eliminate alcohol from our community, but our goal is to greatly reduce it. And so parents are more aware that this is happening because a lot of parents are oblivious to it.
Okay, and the interesting thing about Take It Back is that the kids, or not kids, but young adults like yourself, have been the ones to head it up and come up with all the information, right? Correct. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Tiffany. I'm here with Megan Moreskinny, who is the vice president of Teen Council. Megan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. How'd you get involved in Teen Council?
My mom is a teacher of the person who started this program, so her daughter is in my mom's program. So I found out through that and then became really involved with it.
All right. So now I know that you guys have been a big part of Teen Council, has been a big part of with other people of the Take It Back. What did you contribute towards Take It Back, and what's your perception of it?
Well, Teen Council contributed by pretty much throwing the whole event and putting it on and organizing what was going to happen. And I think that taking it back is you're trying to take back your community from the, you know, alcohol and how there's a lot of people that are using it, including our youth, and trying to prevent that and prevent the effects of youth, you know.
So have you yourself been affected by drugs or alcohol, or known somebody who has been?
Growing up in Pueblo, it's kind of a big effect, and you're surrounded by it a lot, especially in high school. So I think pretty much everybody can say that they've been affected by it, including myself.
Okay, so if you're at a party and somebody comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, Megan, you know, let's drink, blah, blah, blah," do you say no every single time?
Yes.
Well, what do you use? I knew you did. So I'm saying, what do you use? What goes through your head? What separates you from the people who do decide to drink?
Mostly the whole effects of it, because I know what can happen to you and what, you know, the consequences of being drunk or driving while you're under the influence. And so usually I try to be the person that is the designated driver or just helps out my friends, whoever decides to do that. So.
Okay, what do you think with our alternative to suspension program? We have a lot of guys come in that are being the designated driver, and they still get a ticket because it's still accessible to them. Do you think that's fair or not fair?
I think it's not fair, but I think it's a fair punishment because they were around the surroundings, and so if you don't want to be in that situation, you shouldn't, you know, put yourself in that place. So, yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Megan.
We help substance abusing families help themselves. When a mother has a drinking or drug problem, don't add another problem, losing their kids. Help us help them stay together. Treatment does work, and healthier mothers keep families together. It's all about the kids.
Crossroads Turning Points, Incorporated. Our family center at 3500 Baltimore Avenue in Pueblo is here to help. Don't lose hope. Access is only a phone call away. Call 719-545-1181, extension 150. Crossroads offers comprehensive services for the whole family, including prevention, intervention, and treatment. Presentation speakers available. Call 719-546-6666, extension 157. We support alternatives for our communities.
Welcome back. I'm here with Judge Alexander. How you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having us.
So what brought you out here today?
Well, I think, the underage drinking is a big thing right now. There was a time in which youth consuming alcohol was a rite of passage, but, times changed. And now we realize the harm that alcohol causes to youth and their families. And I think events like this, raising awareness and education, is great.
So you're like the superhero that came up with Night Court, right? Tell us a little bit about the Night Court.
Night Court's been one of my projects. We have Night Court on a somewhat regular basis. We keep the dates kind of secret, and I'll keep them secret tonight as well. But we do get a lot of kids that are underage drinking that come through the Night Court. In fact, over the last, not just Night Court, but over the last year, the 2007 year, we had over 1,000 underage drinking cases that came through the municipal court. A lot of cases.
So is any of that a surprise to you, like now that you started the Night Court?
Well, I'm not so sure we're seeing a huge increase in youth consuming alcohol or possessing alcohol. We're seeing an increase in enforcement efforts, widening the net a little bit, and that's impacting more people in the community, more youth in the community.
Let me ask you this question, because I'm working a little bit and I hear stuff, and I constantly hear the parents talking about having to go down to Night Court, which is a big thing. Tell us how that happens and what goes on with that.
Well, we're convinced that the most influential person in a child's life is the parent.
Then I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here.
Okay.
What about the parents that come in and say, well, I can't control my kid. I don't know what they're doing all the time. I can't keep track of them the whole time. What do you say to that?
Well, we understand that. Parents, it's difficult raising a child. I've got kids, and I understand that as well. However, you can't just give that as an excuse and walk away. That just means you have to step up your efforts. Again, being a parent is a full-time job for 18 years. There's no vacations. You have to know where your kids are at, who they're with, and what they're doing every moment of every day. It doesn't matter if they're at school, if they're working, if they're out socially or otherwise. You got to know what's going on with your kids. Got to be invested in your kids.
Thank you very much, Judge Alexander. What else could I say?
What other kinds of harm are we seeing? How many people know that alcohol is involved in 4 of the top leading causes of death involving people under the age of 21? That being homicides, suicides, drownings, and car crashes. We're constantly hearing about kids in the hospital for alcohol poisoning. We know that if kids are drinking, they're much more likely to engage in high-risk sexual behavior, unwanted pregnancies, STDs, and otherwise.